Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you. And I'm excited on this Sunday to come and send encouragement your way on this Sunday. I want to talk to the young people today as well as the older people, but I really want to talk to the young people. And I want to talk about a subject that's dear to me: religion versus relationship. I remember when I was probably about 14, going on 15, I knew of God. I just knew of Him by what I've heard or about what I seen ministers teach about back during that time on TV station. And I think back during that time, TBN was really big. And so I heard, but I didn't have a deep understanding. I didn't have a relationship. I remember when I was younger going to church in Houston, Texas, with my grandmother, my mom's mom, and I called her mom, and I would visit with her during the summer, and she would read the Bible to me, and she would talk to me about the things of the Lord, because during that time, my dad or mom, they didn't go to church. So, but on Sundays, I would visit my grandmother, and man, she would talk to me about the things of God, and it was so awesome, but I still didn't understand. So I would go back home, and man, things wasn't like they should have been growing up in a home. But I loved my grandmother so much, and I used to love spending time with her because she would teach me about the things of God. And so I remember in the neighborhood we were living in, I had some friends that went to a church down the street from where we lived, and I started to go to that church with them. And I remember singing in a choir. I remember going to Bible study with my friends. So I remember all of that. So I knew of God, but I still didn't understand who God really was in my life with everything that I had going on. So I remember back after that time, I remember I went to live with a cousin of mine, and we both started to go into a church back during that time that believed in being filled with the Holy Spirit, with the evidence of speaking in other tongues. And I know that sounds weird or crazy, but it didn't really sound weird or crazy to me because I was really seeking. I was seeking after God. I knew that it was more to God than just going to church on Sundays or Wednesdays. So anyway, I remember going to that church, and I remember this pastor was talking about being filled with the Holy Spirit with evidence of speaking in other tongues. And I remember raising my hand because I knew it was more to God than just going to church on Sunday morning. So I raised my hand and I went back in the back, and this lady ministered to me. And I remember being filled with the Holy Spirit. And that changed my life forever. And I was able to live for God on a consistent, constant basis as a young person. And so as I grew up, I got into the things of God. Of course, I got married, and my husband, he got filled with the Holy Spirit, and it changed his life. It changed our lives together. We became youth pastors. Then we became senior pastors, and everything in our life had changed. And God, I promise you, has always been our go-to. He's always been the go-to. And I'm telling you, young people, if you're going through something, if you don't understand God, ask Him into your heart. Ask God to become real to you, because He will. He did it for me, and I know that He will do the same thing for you. And I'm not talking about just going to church on Sundays or a Bible study or whatever. I'm talking about a relationship, not religion, a relationship with the Lord. Have I been through some hard things? Am I still going through some hard things in my life? Absolutely. But what I do know is that God is real, and He's real to me. And I know that He's with me, and He will never leave nor forsake me. And He will never leave you nor forsake you. I know there's so much going on in the world. You got social media, you got people in your ear telling you this and that. You may have seen some things wrong in the church. I have, and I'm an adult, and I've been to churches that has done some things that wasn't right. I've been to churches that has done some things even to me and my family that wasn't right, but it never ever has changed my mind about God being real, about Him being a part of my life. So hey, I want to encourage you to not give up on God, because He will not give up on you. May God bless you on this Sunday real good. Bye-bye.